Hello and welcome back. Your host Ram, welcoming you all on the cricket show, Cricket Happenings. And well, as far as this Cricket Happening show goes, definitely I'm going to talk about the Australian win in the first test, which was a foregone conclusion, as I said yesterday on my cricket show. So I mean, it was just going to happen, but I would have thought that New Zealand could have put up a much better resistance. But again, it is not something on that pitch that you could do something about it, as Nathan Lyon went on to run riot there with a 10 wicket bag. And we'll talk about that. So that is going to definitely dominate this cricket happenings today. And then we'll have a look at some cricket. I mean, I would, I generally like to talk about cricket, so I will just keep on waxing eloquent on cricket. So let's talk about this particular test match, the first test that ended. So today, what I'm going to do, I'm going to walk you out through those wickets that happened. So as you would remember, New Zealand were 3 wickets down. They had Daryl Mitchell at the crease, and they had, I think it was, if I'm not wrong, it was Rachin Ravindra. Now, Rachin Ravindra and Daryl Mitchell were pretty circumspect when they started their innings on the fourth day, and but it did not take much time. So let's see how the first wicket to go was Rachin Ravindra. Now this was very well done by Nathan Lyon. He set a leg trap for Rachin Ravindra. He got that leg slip, which was a very key point. So let's, he had a leg slip, but let's have a look at how Rachin Ravindra fell into Lyon's plans. Now, well, as far as Rachin Ravindra was concerned, the legs, I wouldn't say the leg slip really came into the picture because he was not caught there, but it was some very good choices, I suppose, from the Aussies think tank. And Nathan Lyon, what a veteran spinner he is. Definitely, there's no doubt about that. The credit should be given to the field setting that was done by the combination of Captain Cummins and Nathan Lyon. And again, this was not the best of deliveries which was bowled to Rachin Ravindra. And Ravindra, he's a tempter. I mean, he likes to play the cut shot. And, he's a good player, square of the wicket. The only thing that he could not do was that he could not get in to keep the ball down. And the ball went straight as an arrow into Cameron Green, who took the catch gleefully, and that was a big wicket too, because Rachin Ravindra could also prove a good throw, but nevertheless, he was into the pavilion. Rachin Ravindra was gone, caught Green bowl line for 59, and that was the first wicket that Australia got. On the fourth day, the score read 126 for 4 as Tom Blundell entered the scene, and Tom Blundell was joining Daryl Mitchell. But Tom Blundell, it did not take much. In the same over, in the same over, on the last ball, Tom Blundell was sent back into the pavilion for a duck by Nathan Lyon. Now, this was a soft dismissal, as we called it. It was a forward prod by Tom Blundell. He did not review it. He knew for a fact that he was a goner because as he prodded forward, the ball took the inside edge and it actually hit his thigh guard, and head really took a very, very simple catch. It absolutely bobbed up, and it was an absolute dolly for Travis Head. And Tom Blundell was walking back to the pavilion, caught head bowl line for duck, and was definitely, it was not a good scene at the Basin Reserve in Wellington, where a holiday crowd has definitely come to see whether their home team could actually stage a fight back. But again, as I said, this pitch was not so easy. And now comes the highest scorer in the first innings. Glenn Phillips walked out with to join Daryl Mitchell in the middle, and Glenn Phillips, did not do much. He just scored a solitary run before Nathan Lyon, in his next over, claimed the wicket of Glenn Phillips. Now, this was done wonderfully well by Nathan Lyon. The ball was quicker through the air. Glenn Phillips was on the back foot and he was deep in his crease, but the ball hit the I mean, but he could not get the bat to the ball. It hit the knee roll, and there was absolutely no doubts about that dismissal, as the ball would have absolutely arrowed onto the stumps, and that was the end of Glenn Phillips. LBD ball line for one, and now everything. No, the writing was on the wall. Even though Daryl Mitchell was their sole hope, 128 for six. Daryl Mitchell was looking good. He was trying to come to grips with the bowlers, but again there was no support. But Scott Coughlan came in, and Scott Coughlan gave some good support, some handy support one could call. At least from 128, they raised the score to 164 with that partnership before Green was into the picture. And Green, as you know, with his with his weight, with his height that he has, he could generate that extra bounce. And extra bounce was something which was coming in absolutely easy on this basin reserve pitch. The ball was angled into the body of Scott Coughlan. Scott Coughlan was a bit. He was a bit shaken by Cameron Green in the initial stages as well, because Cameron Green really bowls that heavy ball, and it was basically he was cramping the batsman for room, getting onto the rib cage, and here the extra bounce had the better of Scott Coughlan this time, as this was another the ball again, as I said, just flew off the blocks with the extra bounce, and all that Coughlan could do was fend at the ball. The ball ballooned in the air, and Alex Carey behind the stumps, had to come a bit forward, but he took the catch, and it was Scott Coughlan into the pavilion for 26 with 4 boundaries. Score read 164 for 7 as Matt Henry came to the wicket. Matt Henry, Matt Henry is someone who does not like to, potter around the crease. Matt Henry decided that he's going to have a biff, as he did in the first innings as well. He did that, but it could go only as briefly as 14 runs with 2 fours and 1 6. He hit one massive six of the bowling of Nathan Lyon, but Hazelwood was into the mix, and Hazelwood got his first wicket when Matt Henry edged the delivery from Josh Hazelwood into the slips, and it was bucket hands there with Stephen Smith in the slips. Matt Henry was a goner, and now it was just a matter of time before the Aussies wrapped up this match. So score read 187 for 8. Daryl Mitchell was the lone ranger there, and the captain Tim Southee walked in. Tim Southee, he hit one big six of the bowling of Nathan Lyon, but Nathan Lyon had his man pretty quickly. This time, Nathan Lyon bowled a delivery which probably, Southee was trying to once again heave Nathan Lyon into the terraces, but it was, definitely, I think, probably a bit slower. The ball was a bit slow through the air as well. And Tim Southee, all that he could do was play a one-handed shot. The ball was into the air, and Mitchell Starc neatly settled into it. And that was the end of Tim Southee, the captain, 194 for 9. And then with William O'Rourke, even though he was injured, he still came out to bat, which was a surprise. It was not really required. But nevertheless, the last man standing was Daryl Mitchell. But Daryl Mitchell then was cotton bowled by Hazelwood after doing a good job of scoring 38 runs with 2 boundaries. And this was again Josh Hazelwood bowling to Daryl Mitchell, and Daryl Mitchell was trying to hit across the line, but as I said, it was a heavy ball from Josh Hazelwood. The ball was coming on to him, and it just rose. And finally, again, as we have seen in this particular innings, where the New Zealanders have been ballooning the ball into the air. That's what precisely happened. Josh Hazelwood took the catch and was all over at the Basin Reserve in Wellington, with Australia winning by a massive 172 runs margin. And the first test is done and dusted. In this, it is so it's a two-match series. So the Australians have taken the lead 1-0. And bowling figures. Let me talk about Nathan Lyon. What a master craftsman he is. Nathan Lyon, 27 overs, 8 maidens, 65 runs, and 6 wickets in his bag. And also, it's a 10-wicket haul. His ninth 10-wicket haul, in my opinion, in Test matches. He has joined the likes of Muthaiya Muralitharan of Sri Lanka and the late Shane Warne, who have done. And all these 3 spinners, you can just look at their greatness. I mean, they have taken wickets in almost every country that they have played. That really shows a great mark. And also, even some pace bowlers are also in the mix, like the former pace aces, Wasim Akram and Waqar Yunus, and the former great pacer, Dale Steyn of South Africa, who have also taken 8, 10-wicket hauls, and they have also been pretty successful. So when you're successful in all countries, all cricket countries, it really shows that how good a bowler you are. I mean, you need not say that. I mean, we all know all these bowlers, all these players that I mentioned are absolutely great, but it just shows that they can adapt themselves to any condition anywhere in the cricket world. And absolutely. So I just wanted to talk about Nathan Lyon. Nathan Lyon, I said, age is not withering. I mean, look, he's batting. He's able to bowl. He's able to field. He's able to take acrobatic catches. Now, that really says to me, Nathan Lyon has been saying that through that he would like to play international cricket till 2027. I shudder to think if Nathan Lyon is going to play till 2027, which I would really wish him to do. He might really usurp a lot of records for sure. And good luck to Nathan Lyon. It is an absolute pleasure watching Nathan Lyon bowl because, as I said, he's a master of his own art. Looking at the bowling, Stark 10 for 29, 2 for 20 for Josh Hazelwood, one wicket apiece for Travis Head and Cameron Green. And as I said, the Basin Reserve in Wellington. New Zealand, the hosts definitely, the home crowd would have definitely been disappointed, but they knew for a fact that this is not a match where New Zealand could get out of jail, but it was all over. New Zealand losing this match, Australia winning the match with 172 runs, and everything moves on to the second Test match, which will be coming up probably. So that's and that is coming to the Hagley Oval in Christchurch, I am told. The first Test ended thus, but definitely Cameron Green has shown that what he can do, and Australia will be very happy that he was the man of the match, and there were no prizes for guessing. Cameron Green, what a knock, and they would all remember that Cameron Green, Josh Hazelwood, 10th wicket stand, which was tremendous, which really paved the way, one could call. And then Glenn Phillips, 5 wickets, well, to no avail, but nevertheless, it was a very good effort. As I said, New Zealand definitely made a blunder here of not picking up Mitchell Santner, who could have made a whale of a difference, according to me. If Glenn Phillips could take 5 wickets, just imagine what Mitchell Santner could have done. Well, so now, dear fans, as I promised you, some cricket. I just talk about some cricket now. Talking about cricket, the Sri Lankans are in Bangladesh, and they are going to start their T20 fixtures. They're going to play some T20 series between both the teams. And there has been a lot of needle between both the teams in the past, as we have seen. The captain, the Sri Lankan captain, Wanindu Hasaranga, who recently came under a bit of real hot water, one could call, as his mouth got him in trouble when he asked the umpire Lyndon Hannibal whether he was a Sri Lankan when against Afghanistan. A ball which was probably, according to Hasaranga, it was going over shoulder height, was not given, and Hasaranga made a statement, a very serious statement at that, that the umpire, whether he's fit to be an umpire. So that was pretty sad, and Hasaranga was truly penalized. He has been suspended by the ICC match referee for the first two T20 matches. So he won't be a part of the team, but definitely he'll be there to give the inputs. But I think Hasaranga has to learn one thing here, that Hasaranga needs to really watch out, because only now he has been entrusted the captaincy. So, it's early days, and I think Hasaranga has to lead by example. So that is something. So we are looking forward, and I'm told Shakib Al Hassan is having the eye problems are still going on, so he won't be a part. Najmul Hussain Shanto, who has been very successful and has been he has been named as the captain in all formats, which I think is the best move by Bangladesh. Really, we should have. And I'm also told that Najmul Hussain Shanto, the captain, and also Chris Silverwood, the coach of the Sri Lankan team, have come to a sort of a stalemate, one could call, where they have decided that sparks won't fly as it normally does between Bangladesh and Sri Lanka. And we know there would be sparks flying because Shakib Al Hassan in the World Cup, appealed for timeout for Angelo Matthews, so that fire will be burning in everybody, no doubt about it. But I think they have decided that they would refrain, so that's good news as well. Right. Now, the other cricket that I could talk about in the time that I have, I'm just trying to see. There is Pukowski, who made his debut against India. I've not seen any player who has been hit by the cricket ball. He's a very good talent, no doubt about it. He made his debut against India, I think, age of 19, if I'm not wrong. But Will Pukowski has been really. He has he retired in a game where he was hurt. He was hit by a really merited bouncer on his head, and he had to retire hurt. So if that is going to happen, that is not the good news. And Pukowski, it only brings me to the question whether is there any technical flaw in Pukowski's batting. He was really impressive when he played against India, no doubt, when the Indians toured Australia. Well, dear fans, I think with this, I don't want to prolong my cricket show, probably keep it within 20 minutes. And with this being said, I would draw the curtain down on this cricket show for now by really saying goodbye to everybody. And you would once again see me in real flesh and blood once again next Saturday. Till such time, I see you folks. It's all over from here. Thank you.